Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Could Be Worse. My name is Tyler. This is Dom.
Hello, welcome to the program.
We're recording an extra episode this week because me and Dom both have big plans coming up later this month.
Yeah.
So we need a couple extra in the bag because we're not going to be able to record a few Saturdays.
We got shit to do.
You're going to a cabin in the woods with your friends, right?
Yes, I'm going from my very stressful already house in the woods to an even farther house in the forest for relaxation.
How wild would it be if you just showed up there and that fucking dude who was in your garage is just like, he's the Airbnb owner. He shows up
proprietor.
to give you the keys. Get out of my house!
Get the fuck out of my Airbnb!
He's the guy that's in charge of letting you in.
Yeah, that would be great.
That would be fun.
Just the same fucking guy.
Yeah.
Speaking of the loony bin or whatever you prefer to call it.
Politically correct term is, yeah.
The zoo or whatever, the correct term is.
Oh, yeah.
They put a fence around the fucking thing.
That's good. Keep them from getting out.
They put a nice, pretty tall, metal gate and fence around the whole, clinic.
Couple towers with sharpshooters.
A couple snipers. No. But, one part of the clinic, it's the part facing the road is all fenced.
Right.
But then one, if it's a square, one edge of it is just a tree line.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a line of trees. And then where the fence meets the trees, there's at least a 4-foot gap.
Right.
That you can just walk through.
So not as super secure.
There is literally just a 4-foot gap and a shrub.
Right.
And then that's it. That's the end of the enclosure.
They're they're crazy. What are they going to do? They're not going to know how to get out of there.
You could fit at least 3 lunatics shoulder to shoulder going through that gap.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel safe. I feel pretty confident.
Yeah.
That at some point I will be stabbed to death.
At least he was unarmed,
Right.
Silver lining.
Yeah. Or I'll just, lose touch with reality enough where I just end up there.
You'll end up inside the fence. They have a special wing they just built for podcasters. This is the podcaster wing. Anyone who's delusional enough to think this will work out, we have a special high security ward for them.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of guys in straitjackets wandering around mumbling what if there was what if Nancy Pelosi but she's got
Have you heard my Joe Biden impression? Yeah. I do a really good Joe Biden impression.
Just mumbling bits as you just bump into the padded walls.
So this black guy walks into so this Jewish guy walks into a
hey, what we say, we're gonna up your lithium dose so you don't cut the racism out.
Dom, you're gonna go back in solitary.
Yeah.
If you don't stop making Jew jokes on your podcast.
We're putting you back in the hole.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just hitting me with a hose.
They're getting rowdy.
What do you gotta do? Okay, stop Asian hate. I get it. Just say it again.
Right.
Just hosing me down in a locked cell.
They do that thing when you first get to jail, where they just peg you with the delouse or whatever and spray you with the fucking hose.
Yeah. Scrubbing me down with a loofah, just scrubbing my ass.
Say it again. I'm not going to get a Spotify distribution deal. I'm never going to get a paid
ad. I'm never going to get a paid ad.
Patreon is not going to take me.
That's where I'll be, most likely. That's how that's going to end.
I mean, I'll be in the fucking padded cell right next to you, bud. We're in this one together.
Yeah. Maybe I've been there this whole time. I mean, I'm always home alone. My mother and me are never at home at the same time.
Like a Shutter Island type scenario.
Yeah, I'm literally just breaking into this Polish woman's home.
It's just you're in a fugue state.
Podcasting in her living room and then going back to the...
Dom Antos died 5 years ago. He overdosed on K2.
K2. On Spice and Monster and Shaq Soda. He drank too much Shaq Soda. And spice.
He was taken down by a lethal combination of Code Red, Mountain Dew, and research chemicals.
Yeah.
Oh.
That'd be a way to go out, honestly.
Dude, I thought I was gonna go out last night. I think I've mentioned on the program before that I'm a big fan of getting like super baked and then trying to exercise.
Yeah, facing like 60 milligrams of THC, and then trying to run around.
And then you want to feel like your heart like start to give out. You know, I'm talking 250, 300 beats per minute, and then that's when you're in that prime fat burning zone. You know. But yesterday, I may have flew a little too close to the sun. I had an adult league hockey game, and beforehand, I was on the phone, and I kind of lost track of time. I was talking to somebody. I was talking about like screenwriting shit, so I was just all like, zoned out. And I was smoking a bowl while I was talking on the phone. I love smoking and talking on the phone. It's great
the best
feeling.
Yeah, I'll call my friends and just start smoking and not even say anything.
I've noticed. Yeah, I've noticed.
Yeah, you have noticed.
I'll just hear a bubbling noise followed by 15 seconds of silence. And you'll be like, yeah.
Yeah, that's gay. Whatever. Yeah, just something like that.
So I was just kind of, and I wasn't paying attention to how much. I was kind of just loading up the bowl and hitting it and not really paying attention. And then I look at my watch and I'm like, oh shit, 6. I gotta catch an Uber over to the rink for my men's league game. And I ash the bowl, hang up the phone, and immediately like have a moment. I'm like, whoa, that's pretty. Whoa, we're really we're out there, huh?
Yeah, we're flying high.
But I wasn't like, I'm a brave guy. I'm courageous. I'm not gonna be intimidated by any of this. So I was like, all right, maybe if I like pop, like I got CBD capsules, and that kind of like maybe I'll balance it out a little bit,
Yeah.
So I popped one of those.
Weeds chill cousin.
Right.
CBD.
Right. Well, they do like if you take enough CBD, it'll kind of like it'll take the edge off of it, so you're not as like paranoid or whatever. But it also makes you super tired. So I just popped a giant dose of CBD and like didn't feel anxious anymore, but then just felt like super just like sluggish and out of it. So I was like, this is not going to go well.
Yeah.
So I get to the rink, play first 2 periods, 20 minutes like running time for the first 2. They go 2 20-minute run time periods and then 1 15-minute stop time.
Yeah.
The first 2 like I'm playing awful. I can't. Everything's confusing. The refs are like fucking drunk, and they keep like in hockey. There's this thing called icing where you shoot the puck like all the way down the ice. There's a whistle and they call it back. They kept calling icing and then calling it off, and like the 2 refs were both hammered apparently and couldn't like communicate.
Were they actually confirmed drunk?
No, but they had to be because they were just called. They're like, that's a fucking whatever. They were so bad.
Yeah.
And they're never good in men's league, but these 2 idiots were particularly awful. And it was
having been a men's league basketball referee and showing up high every time.
Right.
I can relate to those men.
But it's like they knew I was big, so I just was getting confused by every call. I was just looking around like, what the fuck is going on? Out of position the whole game, just whiffing on shots.
Yeah.
Not like still decent, still good, but not like. Definitely.
Sure.
Like so everyone was kind of like, all right, you suck today, kind of thing. So yeah.
You didn't pull your weight that time.
Yeah, I wasn't pulling my weight. And then so the first 2 periods go by, and I'm skating hard, getting a good workout in, and then the 3rd period hits, and I start to get really lightheaded.
Yeah.
And my heart's beating really fast, and I'm like, okay, I think I might have bit off more than I can chew here. And then
because start-stop cardio is way harder than just non-stop running cardio.
Right.
Where like you can get settled in.
Yeah.
And
you can find like this is the speed I can go and not keel over, and so I'm just gonna stay at this speed. Like you can pace yourself. And I used to run cross country and shit, so I know how to pace very well. This is like stop-start of just like wherever the puck goes, I gotta just sprint to it.
Yeah, you gotta sprint.
So my body's all out of whack. I'm like, and the thing about like being high while you're working out is like you smoke, the THC gets into your bloodstream, and then the blood goes to your brain. When you're working out, your heart's pumping more blood to your brain, more THC to your brain. So the more you work out, the higher you get.
Right.
So like by the 3rd period, I'm on fucking Saturn, and I skate out for a shift. There's maybe 10 minutes left in the game. And when you stand up too fast and you get like that, like that like starts happening.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm gonna faint, like I'm gonna pass out on the ice.
Yeah.
And I like the whistle hasn't even blown yet. We're just lining up the face off, and I'm standing there like I can feel my legs starting to buckle. I'm like, I'm going down. Like, they're going to have to cart me off. And I'm going to have to explain to the EMT of like, no, I don't have a heart condition. No, I just did too many drugs beforehand. And that's why we're in this position.
I literally am just on drugs. That's all.
I ate one meal today, and the second meal was like 3 bowls to the dome ski. That's why we're in this position. And by the grace of God, I didn't move the whole shift. I just kind of like shuffled back and forth. The nice part about hockey is you can glide.
Yeah.
So I just kind of like glided up and down the ice.
You were probably just like gliding around like, wow, this is pleasant. This is nice.
No, I was gliding around like, I'm going down. Like the fucking red flashing light was going off in my head. Like, warning, we're going to fucking keel over here.
The edges of your sight line are starting to get a little dark.
Blurry. Yeah, I can't like focus on anything. I'm like, oh God.
The first weed OD of all time.
I'm going down. I'm going down, baby. Mayday, mayday, mayday. Yeah. And so I do 2 like just half-ass like glides up and down the ice, and I skate to the bench. I'm like, someone get the fuck out there. And I just kind of hid in the rotation so that like 3 or 4 shifts went by, and I'm like, oh no, you go, man. My legs hurt or whatever. And just rode it out. And for the rest of like the 10 minutes, just like skated as little as possible. And like after a while, I kind of like came down a little bit.
Well, yeah, because your heart stopped like exploding.
Yeah. Right. But I must have hit like fucking 500 beats per minute, dude.
You were
like, I was
probably
like,
rocking like 200. Like realistically, probably like in the 200s.
That's like, you ever seen on a treadmill where there's that little warning, like if you feel faint or whatever, like stop.
Yeah.
That's what they meant. I was in that like.
That's why they hook
zone.
you. That's why they hook that little like sensor to your belt, that if you fucking collapse and fall off,
right,
it doesn't like kill you.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, you can't. You're not gonna. Every game's not gonna be your best game. Some games you're gonna get too high and almost faint on the ice. But next time, I think I'll go back to just smoking a little bit. Be a little bit more careful next time.
Yeah, there you go. You know, you learned your lesson a little bit.
I flew too close to the sun, but that's what life is. A series of learning experiences. I've learned, I've grown, and I think I'm a better person for it now. So, you know.
Well, I'm glad you had that.
You need to have one of those every now and then. One of those moments where like you get so high you fear for your life. It builds character, it keeps you honest, you know? Otherwise you get too cocky, your head gets too big, the ego goes crazy. You gotta stay grounded.
Well, I'm glad. I mean, I had a similar thing with just getting high when you probably shouldn't be getting high. Mm-hmm. I was coming back literally last night.
That's its own drug, dude, is being cooked in a situation where you're not supposed to be cooked and having to hide it. It's like an adrenaline rush.
It's like your own little Mission Impossible.
Yeah, you feel like you're 007 behind enemy lines, you know?
I feel like I'm a fucking spy.
Yeah, it's a CIA agent, deep cover, Cold War, in Moscow, you know?
Agent Chad smokes a lot.
The name's Bong. James Bong.
James Bong.
I mean, that's an easy one. Sometimes you gotta take the layups, you know? You still get 2 points. A layup's still 2 points, you know?
We needed one of those to hit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm heading home from work after like a long day. Every day at work is a long day. I get home at like 10.
Yeah.
And I'm just smoking Marijuana, which is my favorite time to smoke, is driving back from somewhere. Mm-hmm. Just like windows open, blasting music. That's my favorite time. Even
Cops
though,
in the rear of your mirror. You know, it's like OJ in the Bronco, dude.
Yeah, pretty much. Like,
yeah,
I can't hear anything. I'm focused on the road. There's like
sorry, I didn't hear the sirens. I was
me.
listening to the new Meek Mill album.
Well, you're literally ruining the story, because I was smoking weed, listening to the Meek Mill album.
Yeah. As
a cop just pulls out behind me.
Well, you know, dude, you know that I'm Nostradamus with this shit. So.
Yeah. Well, my stories are predictable. At one point, I'm gonna get in trouble while being high.
Being a piece of shit predictably leads you to poor consequences. It's not a hard arc to follow.
These aren't like M. Night Shyamalan stories here.
Yeah.
So I immediately like have to toss it out the window, open all the windows. Like I have a spray.
Hit the Axe body spray for a few seconds.
Like I'm pressing the brake to pull over for like 30 seconds while I'm doing all this.
Oh, he's not smoking weed. He's just Persian. No, it's false alarm. I smell the Dior cologne. He's just a Persian guy. He's not.
He's just coming back from the outlets.
Yeah,
from the Dior outlets.
He's coming back from the hookah lounge. My bad.
Sorry, officer. It's just just like trying to talk myself. Yeah. Sir, you're clearly white.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got pulled over. Pretty sure the car smells like weed, but this is the 4th time I've been pulled over this year. So like in the past couple months.
Well, I feel like your Miata's kind of a cop magnet, you know?
And it's like the same, it's the same fucking like 2 cops that pull me over.
Right.
Because it's a piece of shit little town, like suburban town.
Yeah.
There's only like 4.
No, I had the same thing. I got busted speeding by like the same cop like 9 times in high school. And by the end, he was like, dude, like, stop. Like, I don't want to do this. Like,
I will take your license. This is your permit. You better lose your permit.
Yeah, he's like, you can't. It's a 25. You're doing 63. I was like, yeah, but I was late and.
Yeah, but come on, nobody was on the roads. That's always my cop out when I'm speeding. It's like, but like. It's 10
Who am I going to hit? If I die, I'm going to kill myself. I mean...
If I hit a deer, that's fucking win-win. I die, the deer dies.
Yeah.
That's barely any paperwork for you. This is a clean shut case. Whereas if you give me a ticket, you're going to have to go to court, all this bullshit.
Yeah.
But here you just got to you call the coroner, you call the deer coroner, and that's it.
Yeah.
Open and shut
the
case.
Fucking dead animal pickup. You grab it by the antlers, drag it into the shoulder, and move on with your fucking day.
The pickup, the carcass pickup guy comes over. It's like, holy shit, a bear was driving a Miata and they hit a deer? Like, when is this ever?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It takes them like 45 minutes to identify that you're a human being and not just a large grizzly bear.
Yeah, I've been racking my brain. There hasn't been a Kodiak bear in this part of New Jersey since like the fucking 1800s. I don't know what the hell.
Right.
Doc, take another look at this. This bear has a dusty one-hitter in his pocket. I've never seen this before.
I've never seen a bear with a sandwich bag of mid in the trunk before.
I've never seen a bear with 3 different half-empty bags of weed in his car.
Usually they can't with the claws. It's hard to roll like that. They can't get the joint right, I've never seen a bear roll a backwood, but...
A backwood? He really knows what he's doing.
This bear is cool. This is one cool bear we're dealing with.
R.I.P. this fucking cool-ass bear. That's like that you ever heard that story of that cocaine bear?
Yeah.
It was like I don't remember where. It's like somewhere in Alaska or some shit. He just found like 40 grand worth of coke, did it all, and just like roamed the forest.
just like smoking cigarettes, just chain smoking cigarettes, like go and see other animals, like, we should start a business. Do you want to start a business? Let's start a business.
He's trying to fuck like random elk in the forest.
I got an uncle, he won the lottery back in the 90s. We could get seed capital from him. It's like an app.
Yeah.
And it gets you cocaine. It's an app that what do you want? What do people want? People want cocaine. This is an app that gets you cocaine.
What?
Are you gonna invest or not?
I'm looking at you, and I'm thinking, what do badgers want? They want cocaine. I can help you.
Look, CEO, me, CEO, you, CFO. You're good with numbers. You're a good numbers guy. Okay. You got any more of that stuff? You think the diner's still open?
Oh, fuck. Ah, shit. My wife's calling me.
Okay. Look, you're not here, okay? You're not here.
All right, here's my card. I'll be back.
Okay, so you're pulled over. The police have you handcuffed, slammed on the hood of your car.
Yeah, they are wrist deep in my asshole at this point.
He's hitting you with his nightstick where he knows it won't bruise. Okay, now continue the story.
No, I pretty much, white privileged myself out of it. There's no real good ending to the story.
So you pulled over, the cop was like, please slow down. You said, thank you for the warning, officer, and went on with your day.
Pretty much. Thank God we got to that cocaine bear part where the story would have sucked.
Yeah, that was anti. The tangential bits were more the story.
That's literally I was hoping would happen, because I was like, oh, I literally just, white privileged out of this.
Yeah.
We just talked about the Jets sucking and how being white rules, and then we high-fived.
See you at the country club. Tell your father I said hi.
Tell your father I'm bringing the good whiskey next weekend.
Braxton, you son of a whore.
Skylar, this is the 34th time this week.
What do you do? Come on. I see the beer cans on the floor. All right. You drive home carefully, all right? Real slow.
Recycle those.
Real slow. 10 and 2, okay? That used to be in the 80s. That's how they handled drunk driving.
Yeah.
My dad used to tell me they'd pull you over and like they'd see like an empty beer case on the passenger seat and they'd be like, okay, now I'm going to follow you home. Go real slow, okay?
You boys drive safe now.
10 and 2. Check your mirrors, cross your T's, dot your I's. Let's be careful here.
You ran those last 3 stop signs. How about we stop on this next one, bud?
Next time you pass the playground, let's be a little bit more careful, okay?
Next time, how about you piss across the street from the jungle gym, okay?
Look, I'll pick the Schwinn out of the grill of your car, okay? Just as long as you promise to be careful in the future. Everyone, I like drunk driving as much as the next guy, okay? But you got to be careful, all right?
Braxton, you have like 4 bloody mongoose bikes in your trunk. I can't keep doing this.
It's the 3rd toddler you've killed this week. Come on, man. We're gonna have to give you a ticket next time, all right? I'm gonna have to give you a real stern talking to.
Come on, how are you gonna play lacrosse for Duke if you keep killing kids in the playground? Come on. The scout's coming tomorrow. You have a black eye.
My dad said though, he's like, he's like, oh yeah, we used to just that was our Saturday afternoon. We used to grab a case of beer, a couple friends, drive around town, just get hammered and just drive around.
Yeah. That's how you had a good time.
I was like, how do people just not die like left and right? He's like, oh, they did. Yeah. No, we buried like 20 kids in our high school. You're like, oh, okay. Maybe that's a good rule we've introduced then.
It was like that old Stephen King movie. I forget, Stand By Me or something, where kids would just walk around like their towns trying to look for dead bodies.
Yeah.
And like run from like biker gangs.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's the train tracks or whatever.
Yeah, Family Guy spoofed it. I know that's how
that's how uncultured we are. It's like we're talking about literature and our only reference point is like a Family Guy cutaway.
Well, I actually did read the book. I've read like
that's what it's very miffing to me about you is that like you're not an intellectual guy at all, but you're very well read.
I am very well read, dude. I love reading.
You're very well read. Like you came to my apartment to visit whenever that was, like back in the spring. And I remember you had like a book with like a tattered cover.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't expect that.
I'm a very weird
I expect like a PlayStation, like a PSP or something, like a Nintendo Switch or something, PSP, that's an outdated fucking reference, but
I'm a very weird combination of like, I really like being intelligent, but I also really like turning off my brain completely.
Right.
And it's just like a battle between the two things. Like I'll read like a book and then I'll like take bong rips till 4 a.m. and like call out of work.
Yeah.
And just do like scumbag shit. But then I'll like listen to like history or science shows and like it's
the duality
very
of
bizarre.
Man, it's a strange dichotomy.
It's a very bizarre combination of interest.
Yeah, because I don't expect you to roll up to my apartment with like a tattered like War and Peace novel. I'm more expecting like a Bop It or something. You know what I mean? Or like,
if it's a book, it's like a Goosebumps book that
you're Captain Underpants. You're like it's really hard. The fliporama is difficult to.
The Beast from the East, but it's just like cut out with like a lighter and like papers inside.
Yeah, open the book. There's just like a baggie of pills.
The pages have been cut out. Yeah.
You're like, oh, how is that book? You just open it up. It's just a bottle of Oxycontin. You're like, oh, you tell me. Why don't you have a couple pages if you know what I mean?
But I really do like reading and like learning shit. and like learning languages. It's very weird. Like, I'm a smart guy.
Yeah.
I'm very much like the gifted child that just did drugs and stopped caring. And
Yeah, you were like on the right path, and then all of a sudden, like you were in our buddy. I won't mention his name, but you were in our friend's garage. Someone hands you a joint, and you're like, "Is this how I do it?"
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just gonna do this. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this all the time. Fuck books, dude.
Literally, that's how smoking weed was for me. Like, I was like against weed. I had like a steady relationship, like straight A's, like things are looking up.
You're one of those like Dare commercials where they're like, "This is why you don't do it."
Yeah, you're telling me like that tall like guy with like everything going on, he's just doesn't do drugs. And then I like ghosted one fucking hit of mids in like when I was 18. I was like, you know what? This is better.
Someone in a Letterman jacket pulled you behind the shed at recess and was like, "Hey man, do you want to be cool?
You want to throw your life away?"
What's that? Is that a reefer? Yeah, it's a jazz cigarette.
Yeah. No, I like to pretend that weed ruined my life, but there's many other reasons that we don't need to get into on the show today.
No.
I feel like I show my hand pretty often on here. So I'll pull back on this one.
Yeah, I was there for you. I think the first time you smoked weed.
You were,
because I remember. I've never seen somebody. You were a natural.
I killed it.
I mean, you never looked back. It's not surprising because I saw you take that first hit. Because we hand you a joint, and usually when people they do that like thing when they put it, you can't see us. We're on Zoom, but you can't see our. But like they like go like, and like
right.
It like just kind of like they put it in their mouth and just kind of like spit it out almost.
Yeah, spit it out pretty much.
Yeah, but you just like we just hand you a joint and you're like, I remember you just like looked at it, you're like, "Huh, this is interesting," and then just sucked down a lungful without so much as clearing your throat and exhaled
I didn't
like just
cough at all.
A fat cloud, and we're just like, "Is that how I do it?" And we were like, "Yeah, that's pretty much
literally
that's it. You got it."
I pretty much like 360 between the like dunked from the free throw line. My first hit is like, "Oh, is this how we do it?"
Yeah, exactly.
You guys like all like were looking at me. Like you take out like your scout pads and you start writing feverishly on it. Like flawless technique, raw talent.
It was the first time like the disciples saw Jesus do a miracle, and they're just
holy shit!
This is the guy.
This is the guy.
This is the guy
I've been telling you. There's gonna be a guy. This is the fucking guy.
This is the fucking guy.
Dude, me and Jedediah were smoking that burning bush, and we were thinking this guy's gonna come. This is the fucking
guy.
Yeah, thanks for that, by the way. Thanks for being a terrible influence on me.
And a bomb, dude. Anytime.
Yeah.
Don't mention it.
You were like, in 9 years, I'm gonna start a shitty podcast. I need them to be sufficiently high for this.
It's the long game. I had to run your life into the ground slowly but surely so you'd be desperate enough to come crawling to me.
You've been Weinsteining me with weed for the past like 9 years, pretty much.
I would not. I would pick a different word choice, but generally
you've
speaking,
been pulling a full Harvey on me.
Let's not. That's an unflattering comparison. I'm far better looking than him. I mean, come on.
That's true.
All right. Well, I think that's gonna do it for today. We're about out of time here. Dom would leave us with some words of wisdom.
Fuck. Yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah, okay. Well, okay. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Follow us on Twitter at the CBW Pod. Visit us online, thecouldbeworse.com. Feel free to send us book recommendations. We know Dom is well read, intelligent specimen here. So,
Yeah.
if you're into intellectuals, he's single, ladies. And other than that, we'll see you next week.
Peace, guys.